Welcome, everyone. I see Sergeant of Farm Tiger there on the screen, but he's struggling to get things going on. So let's just get going. I'm very happy to invite you all and take up as the Sergeant of Arms for today. As Sergeant of Arms, it's my duty to let you know that we will keep ourselves muted when we are not talking, but at the same time, we will switch on our video if we all can, because seeing makes the difference, especially in the online environment. It's very important that we all sort of get to feel each other virtually better and look at the expressions around. So please switch on your video if you can. This is Toastmaster meeting, simple rule. We avoid talking about sex, politics, and religion. Having said that, anything else, respect and healthy environment is much more than welcome. I would now be handing over the meeting to our acting president today, which is Ruqayya. So Ruqayya, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Once again, I welcome you all to the RSS meeting. My dear RSS family and our esteemed guests who are no more guests to us as they are the regular faces we are watching on every Monday. I welcome you all for the yet another meeting, and hopefully this would be as exciting as ever. So now I would like to hand over the meeting to our Toastmaster of the day, Ms. Yasmin Teilwala.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure, and I am completely excited because the theme today is going to be Tell Me Where You Come From. This is part 2 of something we continued 1 week before. We are such a diverse club, and we come from so many different diverse cultures, countries, background, and there is so much to tell the place we come from that it could not have been justified in one meeting. So to carry the theme, I am here to really learn more about the places you all come from. To begin with, I would like to know about the most colorful dances you have in your countries. The most colorful dances that you have in your countries. To begin with, I would like to take you to the dance form from the city I come from or the state I come from. The place I come from is Rajasthan in India. And guess what? Yay! Do you see the black ladies twirling in beautiful attires? Yes. And guess what? This is the tribal dance in Rajasthan. This is commonly called as the Cobra dance because these dancers whirls and moves like snakes or cobra. So their movements, the dance movements, are very much inspired from the dances of snakes. And they do eat snakes as well. Yes. And we certainly sometimes joke that they get all the flexibility of their body from the snakes that they eat. This is just one part of the story. Is anyone around having very interesting dance form from their state they would like to share? Maybe raise a hand. Very interesting dance form, which is very different from the place you coming from and you would like to share. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Maybe I'll have to invite the first role player and ask the same question to him. To begin with, I would like to invite our grammarian, who is the grammarian for today? Help me, grammarian. Where is the grammarian?
It's Kevin, right?
Sorry?
No?
Kevin. It's Kevin.
Steven. Oh, Kevin. Yes, Kevin. Yes, Kevin, you are the grammarian and accountant for today, right?
Yes, good morning. I'll go ahead
Kevin,
and add my
yeah,
my role title here. Let's see here.
Kevin, before you give up about your explanation about your role, is there any particular dance form from the place you come from, which you would like to share with us?
Honestly, I wish there was a specific kind of a dance form that you could call an art or something that could be respected. But whenever I work at this casino at Seven Feathers, Michelle knows this place. I work security, and we have a Elements Lounge there. A lounge is just where people go to relax and have fun. And yes, they do get a little tipsy, and we do have music and a band playing. And sometimes they get up and get on stage, and they do their own individual forms of dancing and having fun. And there's really nothing specific about the art form and the way they dance. However, they just go out there and they exercise and they let loose and relax and have a little bit of fun. It's very energetic. It's a very fun, relaxing way of letting off excess energy, I guess you will. However, as far as an actual specific dance form, I don't think you'd find it in a book. How we do it in America, I don't know. We just go out there and listen to some music and we go with the music, and we just try to just let off the stress of the real world for a few hours and just try to have some fun. That's usually, I don't participate in. I'd usually just watch people do it. I'm standing by as security. So, but that's about all I can say about that.
Yeah, for that, I can even do that. I can take up that task even to just watch dancing people taking up as the security. So next time, let me know wherever there is a vacancy. I would be keen to watch people dancing freely, right? Go ahead, Kevin. Please explain your role for the day.
So today I'm gonna be taking on the role as grammarian, and I also have the word of the day, which I already posted on the chat. It's going to be unity. Unity, there's many definitions for the word unity. However, I posted three of them: being united, as coming together as one, a single separate thing, and also harmony and agreement. For instance, the community decided to agree on dancing as a ritual and a tradition activity they're going to do every year. So they all agreed of one idea for how to make their community more festive and more entertaining. If you want to use that word in your speech for today, that would be, you would get credit for that. Try to use the word as many times as you can. It's very challenging. It's a good word today. It's very appropriate for this time of the year, you know. So I'm going to use it as much as I can today. So back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Unity is indeed the strength, and together we stand, united we stand, right? So guys, please use the word unity wherever and whenever you can. Coming next, I would like to invite Melwa, who is going to be taking up as the timer role. And I can see she is already ready to share about the dance form from her place. Would you like to share about the dance form of your place, Melwa?
Okay, Yasmin, as you can see in my background, the dance we call it tortor, and mostly people use the dance when Bataknis getting married. So I try to, actually I'm not Bataknis, but mostly people locally in here Bataknis, and the way they do their dance like this, hands. Can you see it? And then you can move just a little bit, moving, and just like that. And people do the dance only for wedding, and I think that's it.
Oh, wow, that's so nice to know. I can do Batakni, I guess, now. I learned a new dance form. Thank you, Batakni. Thank you, Melwa. So interesting. Would you please now explain your role of what time today?
Okay, everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm Melva. Today I'm your timer. So my job is to keep the time of your speech. And as we know, we have 3 sessions, that is prepare speech, table topic session, and evaluation session. For prepare speech, we have only 2 speakers and they have to speak 5 to 7 minutes. And as we know, wait a minute, let me share my screen. Here, green for 5 minutes, yellow for 6 minutes, and red, or is red? Red for 7 minutes. And I'll give you 30 seconds to wrap it. And for table topic session, I guess you need to speak 1 to 2, oh, I forgot a minute, 1-2 minutes, right? Is it right? I forgot. Okay, and red, it means, no, green means 1 minute, yellow for 30 seconds, and red for 2 minutes. And for evaluators, you need to speak 2 minutes, green for 2 minutes, yellow for 30 seconds, and red for 3 minutes. And yeah, I'll give you 30 seconds to wrap it. I think that's it. Yasmin, back to you.
Thank you, Melva. Melva, you might like to take off the background because because of the background, we are not able to see the time cards. There is a conflict between 2 backgrounds. So you might
Oh,
consider to
sorry.
take. No problem. No problem. It's the world of technology. We all learn slowly. Yeah, sorry to say that we have to go let the nice ladies go, but it is important. Moving next, I have Stephen here with us, who is gonna be playing the role as our counter. Stephen, do you hear me? Stephen?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. Stephen, I am so curious to know about the dance forms from the place you come from. Is there any particular dance form in your city or your state you would like to share with us?
Yeah. Okay, hey, Yasmin, can you hear me or see me? Because
Yes,
I
I
didn't
can hear
catch.
you.
Okay. Sounds good. So in my city, there is a very famous dancing. So we call the square dancing. So yeah, when in the nighttime, so a lot of old lady and old men and came to the square, some big square, and they dance together. Yeah, so we call the square dancing. Yeah, it's very famous in China. Yeah, in the lot of cities.
Wow, does that mean I have to wait to grow old to practice square dancing?
Also, right now, some kind of young people, young generation also join this kind of dancing together. Yeah.
That sounds better. Anyway, Stephen, thank you for sharing that. And would you like to please explain your role today?
Yeah, yes, let me give you a brief introduction of role of today. Yeah, so my role for today is a hand counter. Yeah, so I will counter you the kind of word you used, and I will give you the timely feedback, okay, on how to improve this area, okay? So this is the overall for myself. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Stephen. And yay, I'm so excited to invite the first speaker and move on to the speaking section. But you know, my excitement is, 3 to 4 times. It's sort of quadrupled just because I know Mary is so prepared to tell us about the dance forms. Mary, just tell us, unreveal what's behind the picture that you have. What is the favorite dance form from the place you come from?
This
is initiating a thing called hand dancing. It was very popular in the United States. It came out in the 50s, and you do lots of twirls and things. And it's still very popular here today. And I was wondering if I have just a minute, if I could share a short video of someone doing a hand dance. Would that be okay?
Yeah, 30 seconds should work.
Okay, just a quick one. Let's see if I have it.
If the government did one thing right this year, they allowed seniors to get.
Oh, sorry about that. And get past that, dismiss that.
She wants to sell her ticket, looks like.
Sorry, I was trying to do my hand dancing thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to waste your time on it. Darn, I had it all queued up, but I didn't do it right. So let me stop sharing. But anyway, it's also, if people saw the movie Grease, a very popular musical, they did a lot of hand dancing. And like I said, you're always holding on to the partner and you're swirling them around. Hand dancing, very popular in the United States.
Wow, that's so interesting, Mary, because we relate leg movements with dance, right? Most of the time, not always. We know dancing is the whole body movement, but most of the time we relate leg gestures, leg movement. But you tell us about hand movements, hand dance. That's so interesting, Mary. So Mary is going to be our speaker one, and she will be evaluated by Ruku. So Ruku is here and she will be evaluating Mary's speech. Mary is going to be giving speech from she's working on presentation mastery, path level 2. Level 2, and project is about understanding your communication style. Her speech title is Knowing Your Style Improves Communication. So ladies and gentlemen, let's invite Mary, who is going to be our speaker one. Mary, speech title, Knowing Your Style Improves Communication. Mary, the floor is yours. Are you ready? Mary, is it all good, or you need some time to set up your...
Hey, I'm trying to share my screen, so I didn't want to start talking because I didn't want to start the timer, so I'm ready.
Okay. Timer, we can just wait and let 30 seconds for Mary to organize herself. Okay, we see your screen, Mary. Okay, cool. So Mary Pearson, speaker number one. Mary, floor is yours.
Thank you. My first project in level 2 of presentation mastery asked me to do a survey to determine my communication style. I thought, There were about 11 questions, and they were very thought-provoking questions. I really had to think about the answers because they gave you like an A, B, or C type of response, and sometimes it was hard to just say which one I really was better at. But anyway, I took the survey, and you'll see on the screen the results of mine. Very obviously, my strong communication style is supportive, followed secondly by initiating type of communication style. I have a little bit of analytical style, but you see 0 in direct. Why is that important? As I'm going to describe each of those 4 styles, and I want you to know, not for this speech to be about those communication styles, but I think you need a basis for knowing what the different communication styles is, so that you can see why it's important for me to know what my style that I'm most comfortable with is, and how it relates to when I communicate with others who may be of a different type of communication style. So keeping this in mind, how strongly I fall into the supportive one, and how poorly or how it's maybe a difficult thing for me to be a direct communication style. So the supportive communication style, it came back and said, this is what you are. You're calm, steady, approachable, sincere, and gentle based on my responses to the survey. I dislike change and sometimes have a hard time getting on board with changes. So it appears to others that I might be indecisive, can't make a decision. Says I'm a good listener, which is a nice thing to know, or I hope I do have that skill. And people see me typically as cooperative, dependable, and loyal. Wow, very positive things. I was liking here in this communications summary. It says I'm modest, and I prefer not to be singled out with praise. I'd rather have it privately. I like a relaxed, non-tension environment. I don't work as well when I'm stressed or when it's a high intensity, short deadline type environment. That is not a comfortable environment for me to work in or to communicate with others that have that high intensity type of communication style. It's definitely a high priority for me to have a close relationship. That meaning in a communication situation, I am going to strive to get consensus among the group. I tend to want buy-in by everybody and work to find a common solution rather than saying, I think this is the best way we should go, and kind of push people to take my view. That's not really my style. And lastly, because I'm not seeing it, if you're seeing that last thing. Anyway, there was a last thing. Okay, now this is just more about this style, which was my strength. And you might find some similarities in the communication style that I'm going to tell you about here, which is what they summarized for me specifically based on my answers. But as a role, somebody that has a supportive communication style, again, patient, cooperative, sympathetic, active listener, calm, steady, you like a relaxed environment. Because you don't like change, sometimes people think you just aren't have a difficult time making a decision. So what it says that because that might be a flaw or cause concern, you need to make sure that you ask for more details when people are talking. If you don't understand what the decisions are or the communication taking place, that type of person needs to be able to speak up and get more information. Remember, the next one I had that I was strong, but not nearly as strong as was the initiating communication style. Again, this does seem to fit very much into the type of personality I am. Sociable, enthusiastic, persuasive, communicates easily and fluently, and is a fun-loving, spontaneous type of nature. So not a planner, really likes to do things off the cuff or spontaneously. Relationships, as with the supportive, are also very important, and respond strongly to praise and appreciation, which I'm sure we all do, but it's particularly important with someone that has a strong initiating communication style. You need to make sure that they get those accolades, that feedback, positive feedback in their communication endeavors. And because they're energetic and expressive, sometimes people think they talk too much. They're always talking and they don't listen. So if you found that even a lot of these qualities might be something that you find when you're communicating, you need to remember that sometimes you need to step back from that as a talker and be a listener and see what other people's opinions and thoughts were. So that also, those two were my strengths and my preferences when I'm communicating. So here's the other ones that are not as comfortable for me, but might be for others. And somebody that's very analytical. They're cautious, precise discipline. They have a deliberate, methodical problem-solving brain. That's how they, when they hear a problem, boom, they immediately start taking steps to solve that problem. They're conscientious. They want to make sure it's right. They're always looking for background information and support for their point of view. But because of that, they're almost sometimes seen as a perfectionist because they are really into details and they want to make sure everything is just so and comes to a good conclusion. So if you find that you're that type of person, which is a wonderful mix to have in a communication situation, but sometimes you might be misperceived as being hard to get along with. So socializing with people to show them your softer side, your funnier side may help show that yes, you can be efficient, but you also can be fun-loving. And then lastly, the one that I had zero things is direct communication style. And this is somebody that is very results-oriented, focused, and competitive. They're motivated to get things accomplished, and they like decisions to come quickly. They don't like to spend a lot of time hashing out, discussing, trying to get consensus. They want it. Let's get the answer. Let's move forward. Let's go. And you'll see that a lot in high-profile type of leadership positions. People that they're very busy, they're efficient, and because they're busy, they need to have a very structured environment so they can get done everything they need to do. But because of that, sometimes they may step on people's feelings or may not stop and take into account the other people in the group's feelings. And so they might be perceived as impatient, demanding. So if you find you're that kind of person, which is a great thing to have, particularly if you have a job or an environment that you have to make a lot of snap decisions, sometimes you just need to be aware and step back and let other people share their feelings and encourage other people's opinions on a particular topic. So those are the 4 things, and I'm going to let that go now and stop my sharing. Why is this important? Am I already out of time? Oh my, wow. Okay, I didn't realize I was out of time. We'll have to leave it with, I guess I'll have to make a part 2 to say what I learned as a supportive communication style and how it has impacted how I work with others. I'm out of time now, so I'm going to have to turn it back to our Toastmaster of the day, Yasmin.
Thank you so much, Mary. Loved each and every slide, but each and every slide was reflecting of my communication style and definitely of your communication style. And we wait for part 2, definitely. Moving on. If you guys have been thinking that the excitement is over because speaker 1 has gone, trust me, the meeting has not yet even started. We have the speaker 2 with us, and guess what? She will be delivering the speech in our club for the very first time. Yes, we are privileged that she's going to be delivering speech in our club for the very first time. And you guys have to tie your seatbelts tight because you will be listening the speech from someone who has had delivered more than maybe 1,000 speeches, maybe zillion speeches. Words are just numbers, zeros are just zeros, right? And if you have guessed it right, the second speaker is none other but Julie. Julie is here with us. Julie, before I give you the floor, I would be very curious to know if there is any particular dance style in the city that you come from that you would like to share with us.
Yeah, I come from many places, but I lived most of my life in France, and here it is, French cancan.
Nice.
And that is a dance which that girl who you see, danced after it began to rain. And if you can look well, there are umbrellas, people looking under umbrellas to her. And she's dancing despite the rain coming on her.
Wow, that's so interesting. It's not only the dance, the audience are also glued. They are even standing with an umbrella to watch the dance. I belong to that community. I would do the same. Thank you, Julie, for sharing that. So, Tiger, are you there? And are you okay with the internet connection? Would you be able to follow Julie's speech? You are evaluator for Julie.
I'm here. I'm ready.
Super. So we have Julie as the second speaker, and Tiger will be evaluating Julie's speech. Julie is going to give the icebreaker speech from the pathway Presentation Mastery. And the title of Julie's speech is Funny Bone. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Julie. Julie, the floor is yours.
Do you know what is funny bones? No? Here. But it also means just, are you funny or not? And my point of view, at the end, you will see that everyone is funny. Each of us can be funny, or we can learn to be funny. Let's begin with my mother. She was not very funny. And so until I was 7 in school, I didn't really hear jokes. When I was 7, I came back from the school where I learned a joke I really liked. And I first told my mother. She told me, Julie, it is not funny. Ladies don't speak like this. I didn't want to be lady, but I understood that I am not funny. I did not understand that simply it was not the good audience to tell. Now I would like all of you to open your mic so I hear, even if you chuckle a little bit. Thank you. Open your mic, yes? So later on, when I was around 20, I told a joke I heard that my father told to his friends at home on a dinner. Oh, I liked it so much. I called my friend, my best girlfriend, and I first told her, you know how a joke is made, a classic joke? It has first a part where you begin to tell the minimum you need. Then there is something which continues but misleads you and makes you think you will go in one direction. And at the end, you have a punchline which shows the real direction, the surprise. Now, I did not know better, and I begin to tell the punchline. Of course, you begin the punchline, the joke doesn't work. So I was convinced that I am not funny. I was almost 77. when at a storytelling event, people begin to laugh. I decided I have to learn to understand what makes them laugh, how to make them laugh. So I begin to go to stand-up comedy classes, and I took 4 of them, one after other, long classes. I was almost 77.
Wow.
I also decided that I will tell everyone I am 77. What the f I do in this shit? And people began to laugh and begin to laugh and laugh. But it took me 77 different clubs to learn what works and what doesn't work. Now, one thing it worked was a real true story. I went to America just after I separated from my husband with my 2 children. He told me, you will be finished. Your life like woman will be finished if you divorce me. So I wanted to prove him wrong. So I went to clubs, one after other, and everywhere, a lot of women. No, almost no men.
Mhm.
So then someone told me, go to Toastmaster. So if someone asked me how you got to Toastmaster, I tell them the truth. I went to find men, and I am still looking. So that is my story to make you know me. And after I begin to go club after club, I begin to learn how to do comedy, how to make people laugh more and more. And I hope it was a little bit funny, and it's convinced you that if I could do it beginning at 77 and go to 77 clubs at least, then you can do it also.
Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you so much for confirming that if you come to RSS, it stops there, 77. That's the figure. It's not going to grow. We are sure you're going to find a man here.
Can I show you a last picture?
Yes,
Fast?
please. Ooh. Oh, Julie, this is really funny. Would you like to
Hilarious.
share in 30 seconds what goes behind this picture?
Yes, if I have time.
Yeah, I give you 30 seconds, Julie. We love to know what is behind the pictures.
So at some time I decided I want to wear something old. So I found my old hair, which I used when I was 45. and the old hat, who was full of dust, and went out in the courtyard and make myself half the age I was. The second is, a few years later, I looked up outside the sun and I hoped for the future. This time with white hair. And the third, it is one of my pictures I use every time I go to stand-up comedy, showing me saving my face. And I have a long story with it, telling that I did not want anyone to show, but I decided it is like a clown. Why shouldn't I be like a clown? And it has big, everyone likes it a lot when I show it.
Indeed.
It is
It's
the
a very
only
lovable
one.
and likable picture, Julie, indeed.
Okay.
Indeed. We would love to have one speech on this, Julie. How and when you decided to be a clown. We need tips, right? We have all clown in ourselves, which we need to bring out. We need to have the courage to bring the clown in us out. So thank you for sharing that, Julie. Moving next, we have to go to the session of table topics. And you might be wondering why I switched my background picture. Why are no more girls and all food? This is all the food that you're going to get in my state. And the reason I had to bring the food in my background is because the table topic master of the day is real foodie.
Real foodie.
he have had most of the amazing food in China, but he's going to tell us very quickly his best food that we must try in China. Very quickly, Stephen.
Yeah, okay. I'm the table topic master for tonight. So we'll talk about our hometown and food. Maybe a little bit more about my hometown. So I'm hometown is where Confucius was born. Do you guys know Confucius? So he's a very famous philosopher and a prophet in China. So our government used to control us. So back to the topic today. So we're gonna talk more. So this is part 2 of the food and hometown. So first of all, before Christina leave, is Christina still with us?
Thank you, Stephen. So sorry, I am actually going to have to rush off in a minute.
Okay. 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 No problem. Originally, I would like to start with you, but then maybe let's stay in Europe. Julia, would you also like to share with us the food you love most or you miss most, maybe in France?
Stephen, I think, Julie has,
Okay. Sorry, Julia, did you get my question? Sorry, I just asked you a question. Yeah. So I'm asking, what food do you miss most about, France? Because you told me you live your whole life mostly in France, right? So I would like to know what you miss most.
Nowadays, I most like fruits. Different kind of fruit. I ate quite a lot, but mostly raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, and so on. And the food I don't like at all is any food which is spicy. So I don't know if I can go to India or if I can go to Turkey. Everywhere they eat spicy food. It is not for me.
Thank you, Julia. So it seems like you are a berry berry lady. You love berries, all these berries. To be frank, I love berries too. Yeah. Okay. So next one, maybe let's go to North America. Dija, would you like to share more about the food you love most, where you are from?
Thank you, Table Topics Master. The food I love most where I am from, I love that America is a melting pot and I can get food from every different culture. And it is because of this that I have a real passion in food too. I definitely call myself a foodie, to the point where I watch food documentaries on Netflix. And I want to say that I've watched every episode of what's called here in the US Flavorful Origins. I don't know what it's called in China, but it has about 3-minute episodes of food from, let's say, Yunnan, Chaoshan, Goyang, and Gansu regions. So I have seen them they cook food inside of a sheep's stomach. I've seen fried lotus flowers. I've seen dumplings and hot pot. All of this stuff sounds amazing to me and I would love to experience that. And I think that's what's great about America is that we have in the bigger cities an opportunity to experience almost all of those foods. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Dija, for sharing. To be frank, what I heard is like in America, the Chinese food is very different from China. So someday I hope you could come to China to taste the food you mentioned, Yunnan or Guiyang or Gansu. Yeah, come have a try someday. Okay, so next one, I would love to go to Asia. Jerry, are you still there?
Hello, Stephen.
Yeah, so Jerry, so tell me about, tell us more about your hometown, like tourism place or food, whatever you like to share with us.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. Actually, I came from Yunnan, the province of China, and it is far away from, maybe you guys know very well about Hong Kong, but my hometown, the distance to Hong Kong about 700 kilometers. So at my hometown, we like spicy food. And each plate we will add hot pepper. If the if it tastes not spicy, everybody do not like. So just like me, before I came to Guangdong province, I like spicy food very much, especially the fish head with hot pepper. It's very famous dish in our hometown. But after I came to now the new location, it is very close to Hong Kong. It's called Canton. It's called Canton. So, but the food is very different. There is no spicy food, but very, very fresh. After about stayed here for about 20 years, I enjoy this kind of fresh food without hot pepper very much too. And so when I go back to my hometown, I still enjoy spicy food. But when I came back to Canton, I also enjoy the Cantonese food, especially the soup, very much. So China, it's a bigger country, many different dishes of food across the different location. So If you guys have chance, come here to enjoy by yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry, for sharing. Wow, I'm already hungry. So let's stay maybe in Asia. Our president. So Yasmin, would you like to share the background picture or like the food you presented?
Sure. So my table topic start now. You have 2 minutes to count everything in the plate, and the table topic is over. Yes. So the beauty of the Indian food is definitely the spices, one, and second, the colors. So this is what we call this is how a regular day meal look like in my city. You have to have many bowls of small soups, which can have lentils, curd, potato. It has to be complemented with salad. You have to have breads. Bread could also be like 3 or 4 different types of bread. Then you have to sort of, have some crackers, which goes as side dish. This all goes together with salad, which you will also eat as side dish. And when you are done, the last thing you have to have is dessert. And yes, as you all know, we have 200 religion in India, and the 201st religion is food. We have to have our food religiously spicy, religiously varied, religiously fresh, and religiously full of tummy. The biggest worry of all the Indian mothers is, have the child or their daughters or the son eaten well? And when they think about the children eaten well, it basically means they have to have had like 12 to 13 breads and all the spices and all the soups combined together. So this is the short summary of Indian food and Indian mothers, and giving it back to you, the table topic master.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Yasmin. Oh, I would try some Indian food next week. Yeah, I think I need to give it a shot. So let's get back to North America. Kevin, would you like to tell us more about your hometown or the food in your hometown?
So I come from a small town out in the country in Southern Oregon, and I've always enjoyed simple food. Simple food, I feel, is the tastiest, it's the most nourishing, and it's most satisfying. Now, for me, I'm a sandwich guy. I love eating sandwiches, any kind of sandwich, tuna fish sandwich, roast beef sandwich, you name it. I love sandwiches. I love Subway. We have a local Subway here and a delicatessen also in town run by a family. I feel that a sandwich is something you can enjoy, whether it be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I like those simple 1, 2, 3s. For instance, I don't know if anybody's heard of this, but an egg summer sausage sandwich. You take 2 slices of wheat bread with mayonnaise, you fry 2 eggs, then you slice up some summer sausage and you fry that. If you want a slice of onion and you put it all together, you get spicy, an element of spiciness, the mayonnaise, the egg flavor and all that. It's a delicious combination, and you put it all together as one beautiful, nutritious, tasty, satisfying piece of slice of heaven. It just tastes so good in your mouth. It's the best thing in the world for me. It's a simple 1, 2, 3 easy to make sandwich. So back to you, Table Topics Master.
Wow, Kevin, it sounds to me you are more like a chef than like a foodie. Yeah, you can cook also. Okay, so let's move back to Asia. Melva, would you like to share with us about the food you love most about your region or places?
Okay, the food that I love the most. Okay, I'm stuck. I like. Everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Actually, I don't have any particular because my mom selling the food, so all foods I love the most. Because I think that every food has same taste, like spicy, somehow salty, somehow bitter, somehow like mixed. Yeah, I think because my mom selling the food, so I tried to eat all the foods my mom served to me. Like Indian I ever had before, and it made my stomach like, oh my god, actually that's too spicy. And Oriental foods like Chinese I ever had, I think in my mom made for me is not too spicy that I don't like it. For American, like franchise or like burger, like almost how to say that, like famous food in store I ever had. I think that's it. I think for me, nothing particular foods that I like because it's like they have same taste. I think that's it. 7. You are unmuted. You are unmuted.
Okay.
Steve.
So yeah, thank you, Melva. Seems you're not picky. Yeah, you like everything. I think for this food topic, we can talk forever, or we can have maybe session 3. Seems like everybody's passionate about food. But anyway, I think our stories ended for today. Maybe we can have another session. I think I proposed to our president and the VP. Yeah. So back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Wow, thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you for taking us around and making us, I don't know which hour of the day we are. Many of us have just woken up. They are lucky one, they can go and grab the food. Some of us have already had the dinner, but looks like we have to have the second meal now. So yes, definitely we need one more session for food. Let's get the food for thoughts now. We have the evaluation session coming next, meaning we have the evaluators who are going to suggest what would work as the best food to improvise the speech of the prepared speakers and many things more about our session, etc. To begin with, I would like to invite Ruku as evaluator 1 to come and give the evaluation for the first speaker, Mary. Ruku, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Miss Toastmaster of the day. Am I loud enough?
Yeah, we can hear you very well, Ruku.
Okay. For Mary, it was a good speech. First thing which I liked the most about the whole speech was you standing up and giving the speech, which gives a very different impression. Secondly, the thing I liked the most was you mentioned over on your presentation the survey you analyzed or you took or something like that, and giving audience a viewpoint that your communication style is supportive rather than being I'm sorry, I missed the one which you're not. The last option. Can you please speak it for me?
Direct.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, that was a good part which I liked about your speech. Now, moving on to the feedback, I have 2 or 3 very small feedbacks for you. First is that in the supportive style, you mentioned too many points in your presentation, which was very hard to capture for a person. Like in a short time of 5 to 7 minutes, you can just make a shorter list of the points and then present it. So it would be more easy for audience to grasp all that you are saying. It should be very comfortable for the listeners to get what you're actually speaking. Secondly, the distance between you and your camera was slant, which was uncomfortable for the audience to see. Or maybe it was not that clear, because if your eyesight and your camera is on the same lens, then it is more appropriate to be seen. So that is my second feedback for you. And overall, it was a great speech. So thank you, and back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Evaluator 1, Ruku. I have a confession to make. I got so lost in the food that I forgot to invite the general evaluator. But I know our general evaluator is you, and she's just going to simply excuse me for not inviting general evaluator to carry the evaluation session. And I see that our evaluator 2 is ready. Is it okay? Can I go ahead and invite the second evaluator and you take over from there?
Sure.
Super.
Sure.
Thank you for the understanding, Ayu, and due apologies for missing on that. So let me invite the second evaluator, Tiger, to please come and evaluate Julie's speech. Tiger, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Yasmin. Julie, thank you so much for sharing your story. So first of all, it was a good example of storytelling. You gave us a conflict. You found out when you were young, you weren't funny. Then you went through your resolution of trying to figure out how to be funny, going to classes, and then the final thing where you found that you are funny and you actually went to clubs and had fun being a comedian, and you can't help but be funny. Your presentation, your eye contact was very good. Your vocal variety was good. Your voice was very strong. Your enthusiasm, you obviously love talking about your story. You love sharing with us that everybody can be funny. Your engagement, you asked several questions and you engaged us. You talked about something that we can all relate to, which is having a struggle and working through it. You communicated. Humor. Julie, funny. Even when you're not trying to be funny, you're funny. So I find humor in your speeches even when you don't give humor. Now, as a recommendation, what I would like to see in the future is talked about you weren't funny or something. I wonder, it would be fun for you to tell us a joke. It's not funny. And then turn around and tell us some funny stories or joke that is funny now that you know examples from your childhood, you weren't funny, and now examples of when you are funny. But Julie, overall, this was an excellent example of storytelling. You are engaging, you are fun, and the objective of the icebreaker always is that we need to know you better, or we're supposed to know you like everyone here knows you a little bit better. Thank you. Back to you, Yasmin.
Thank you so much, Tiger. Just to let you know, there is a little bit of internet challenge at your end. Your voice was breaking, but we could get through most of it. So just to let you know, and just as for confirmation, are you there? You think you will be able to take over as the general evaluator? In case there is internet issue, I can continue.
Please continue, Yasmin.
Okay, super.
Please continue, Yasmin.
Yes, got it, Ayu. Thank you. Let me now invite the next role player. I would like to begin with the R counter, Stephen, to please come and provide the R counter report.
Okay, so I've write down the how many times the speaker use this kind of R and this kind of word. So basically the all of the speaker can speak in fluently, and especially Mary didn't have this kind of word in his during the whole sections. This is very impressive. Also the speaker, the Julia, also is very good. Also, and maybe for those kind of speaker didn't speak in native, didn't some kind of speaker using the multiple times, need improvement, for sure. So this is my overall observation from all the guests. Thank you. Back to you, Yasmin.
Thank you so much, Stephen. You did a great job, given that we know you are new to Toastmasters. So you have had challenged yourself with taking up a role, and you really did not disappoint us. So good listening. Keep it up. I would now like to move on and invite our next role player, the grammarian, Kevin, to come and provide the report. How did we do grammar-wise? Kevin, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Yasmin. As far as the grammar on most of the speakers, they did very well. Their speech flowed. They spoke very well, very articulate. Pronunciation was wonderful. As far as using the word of the day, I don't know if I really heard too many of those who use the word unity. So I like to maybe use the word right now, that us coming together as a club and forming a meeting, we are uniting to be one unit that's attempting to learn about who we are, learn about what we can do, our communication skills. And also we come together to have fun and enjoy everyone's communication and way of speaking and all that, listening to stories, becoming better listeners, become better storytellers, communicators. We learn a lot about ourselves, and we all do it as one group of people. We're all here for the same mission, the same purpose. And I think that that's a good example of how we can become a unity in the universe. So thank you very much. Back to you. Grammarian, or I'm sorry, general evaluator. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I know the Toastmaster of the day is just playing the general evaluator because she knows that the general evaluator is around. But to carry on, I'm just going to give to Melva. So Melva, how did we do time-wise? Could you please provide the report?
Okay, thanks, Yasmin, as GE. And yes, we know I already share my timekeeper. And as we can see, for prepared speech, Mary, you over, probably you lose my signs. And Julie, you are on time. And for participant and table topic session, I think everyone did well. Yes, Oh, probably Julie last 1 minute, 0.56. No problems. Okay, for evaluators, they did well. I think that's it, Yasmin. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Melva. And I see that our general evaluator is all ready to provide her report. I would like to invite Ayu to please come on the screen and give her observations. Ayu, the floor is yours.
Thank you. We start the meeting pretty on time, and Yasmin act as our sergeant at arms when Tiger still tried to join. So that is good. Ruku on the meeting, and Yasmin start the meeting with a story of a dance from her country, a very colorful dance attire over there. So thank you to start the meeting nicely, Yasmin. Then Kevin step up as our grammarian. Thank you, Kevin. Melva also shared a picture of a dance too, and she was our timer today. The next thing that I noticed is this is Steven third RSS meeting. First time he was here, he was just a guest. The second time he took as a grammarian, and this is the third time as accounter. Wow, I will say, Steven, you are the most progressive person in RSS at the moment. Then we heard two speakers today, Mary and Julie. The next thing we have Steven as our table topic. Steven, somehow your camera position is was really good, or is really good at the moment. We can see your hand gesture, and that is my positive note on your part. Ruku and Tiger were our evaluator today, and both giving recommendation. That's the best part that I like about evaluator. Kevin, Steven, and Melva, thank you for your service today as the grammarian, accounter, and timer. We respect all of you so much. Overall meeting, I would like to invite or encourage everyone to each of the role taker, make sure that everyone in the meeting has their time to speak. This is probably especially for the table topic master, Stephen. Please call on those who hasn't talked, or a guest, or the one who doesn't have any role for today's. That's all my report, and I give it back to Yasmin. Thank you, everyone. Good meeting.
Thank you, ma'am, General Evaluator. And moving on next, I want to close the meeting, and I don't like to say that we're just gonna stop sharing about where we come from, right? And I'm so proud of the place I come from that I want to really make you all know that this is the palace. The screen behind me is one of the most beautiful palaces in India. At least that's what we believe to say. Have a look. It's a palace near lake. So if you remember, I said that my city is called as the City of Lake. And this palace is so special because it is made by the king in front of a man-made lake. And I want to thank Teja for introducing this theme of getting to know ourselves. And I believe we need many more sequences given the diversity that we have in our club and the variety of experience that we have to share. And I would definitely be looking forward for part 3 of getting to know each other better, or where we come from. With this, I'm gonna hand over the control to our acting president, Ruku, to please close the meeting.
Thank you so much, Ms. Toastmaster of the day, for an amazing meeting in respect of the diversity that is shown in RSS. This was yet another amazing meeting of RSS, and I would like to invite Jerry to share his views on the meeting, as he hasn't spoken today. Jerry, can you please unmute yourself and speak about the meeting today?
Thank you, Ruka. Actually, I have already spoken up today because I have already participated in the table topic meeting and talk about the best food I would like to eat. So, but anyway, about the feedback, and I have already missed out two meetings, I think. So I'm very glad today I came back, and I enjoy this meeting very much because we are from different country with different culture. So the club, the meeting is so diverse. But just like Kevin mentioned, we form a unity to learn and to make headway, to make progress, to improve our communication skills, especially in front of diverse people from different countries, different culture. It's a very, very great platform to practice our communication skills and the leadership skills. I love, and definitely, actually, I will participate next time, on and on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jerry, for sharing your thoughts. Maybe my mind was not ready to let you go without speaking anymore. So I made up my mind that you didn't speak today. With that, I would like to close the meeting and we can all stay back and discuss about it, but I would like to adjourn the meeting here.